a burning desire, an urge, a force, a drive within you that pushes you to take certain action or actually stops you from taking certain action. So your desire to initiate action in a certain respect or direction because of a desired outcome, or the equal level of desire to stop yourself from getting involved, from participating, from investing energy or emotion or money into something because you think that that will be a waste of your time. And so you can either be motivated to take action or be motivated to withhold your attention, your affection, and your time and routine and any other thing in regards to other things that you do not see the gain in. My name is Aso, and I welcome you warmly to Clear Minds and Self-Healing, and I thank you for participating in this conversation around motivation. What is it that motivates you? When you're able to answer that question, you will be able to find the power to do the things that are significant to you. Motivation can come from an internal place because of a desire to meet an internal need. And that is known as intrinsic motivation, because you want the success of that action to please or satisfy a need in yourself. You have a burning desire to do something, to feel something, to connect and belong somewhere, and you put the necessary action towards the acquisition of that thing, and it gives you pleasure and satisfaction, and that is intrinsic. When you take purposeful action to meet the needs of other people, like the environment or family or others that are external to you, it's extrinsic motivation. And the satisfaction to you then comes from watching that outcome being realized. When you see the progress of your project towards the environment, when you see the emotions of the other person at the receiving end of your contribution, you then have a secondary reward because your purpose has been fulfilled to your satisfaction. The motivation to take action in a specific area can come from a desire to gain, whatever the gain it is that you will have if you embark on that routine or action or connection. It can also be from a desire to walk away from a loss. When people hit rock bottom, that position that they find themselves in gives them a purposeful reflection to walk away in the other direction, to do something different so that they can arrive different outcomes in their lives. Motivation can also be inspired by your past experiences. When you take purposeful action to walk away from certain triggers and circumstances and limitations that your past has inflicted upon you, that desire and that urge and that motivation to do things differently so that you can acquire and achieve different outcomes would have been inspired by that tragic and traumatic past experience that you had in your life. Motivation can also come from pain, a place of grieving. When you make the decision to tell the people you love that you love them before you get to other regretful circumstances. When you change your life and decide to do things differently. Motivation can also come from a loss or a significant tragedy. When you experience grief and it gives you a new perspective to do things differently, to resolve the confrontations in your family, to start talking to people that you haven't spoken to stop talking to people that you have been speaking to because that grief has revealed new emotions or new information to you. There is a thing called mortality motivation. When you have a near-death experience and it triggers new decisions, a new desire to start living life more acutely, to start participating more positively in things, to reconnect with your faith or your family or other things that you may have taken for granted before that near-life experience. or just a reflection on your current age and how time has passed and things that you wanted to do or hoped to achieve that are still undone, and that more urgent need to start taking purposeful action towards the acquisition of those things, towards the improvement of relationships in your life, or just for self healing and for wealth and for well being on your own terms. Motivation can be for a cause that you're passionate about, something that is external, not really relevant to you, but that you want to have to achieve for reasons that are really meaningful to you. So if motivation is the engine that drives you towards success, how can we start to master a bit more of that? The first thing you can do to stay motivated is physical action. Running, walking, being active keeps your energy high, and high energy sees you through challenging things. Have you ever been at a party where you find yourself dancing into the early hours of the morning, even though the shoes on your feet hurt and you've been walking all night? But the music and the people and the ambience and everything keeps you active, and the action keeps you motivated and going. And you can turn around in the same party hall and see people falling asleep and exhausted and ready to drop dead because they are sitting down, their energy is low, their momentum, their mood, and the general motivation to stay in that atmosphere is down. And that downwards energy also brings down their mood and overall motivation to carry on into the late hours of the morning. So energy gives you that boost, that physical power, that momentum that you need to take the next step, even when you feel like giving up. The same goes for a player in a football field. When you're playing for a purpose that is bigger than yourself, for your team, for your country, for football, you give it that extra go when you get to the end of your own individual power, because of that extrinsic value that you have in that sport, for your people, for your country, or for whatever it represents to you, that keeps that drive going. The mental version of that drive or that urge or power that energy gives you physically is affirmations and prayers and mantras and all those uttered words that boost your mind into action. Some people sing and walk on the street just because the words of those songs and the action of that singing is keeping them alert and alive in a way that pushes them forward in positions where they did not have the determination or momentum to do those things. So the value of an affirmation is to kickstart your brain, to make it absorb the power of those words that you're speaking so that it can start to manifest it and motivate you to go in that direction and acquire those skills and that strength that you're speaking to yourself about. I will, I am, I can. Those are things that you're telling your brain to manifest, because the purpose of this reflection is to tell us that motivation is in your hands to create. Whether you're seeking internal values and avenues or external motives, you are in control. Do the things that give you emotional boost, self-care routines. When you eat things that you like, it motivates you. Your saliva bursts and your energy and just the satisfaction and pleasure that you gain from those things motivates you to deal with things differently through your day. So what is it that motivates you? Is it a gain? Is it a loss? Is it a past experience? Is it love? Because we know that people can go all out for love. Whether your action is one that is to impress or one that is to hurt someone, you are motivated passionately to embark on that thing by a certain feeling that you're getting from that person. So it's really important to be mindful of the motives of our action or the lack thereof. Because if you're not motivated to do the things that you need to be doing, then you need to clarify the intention of those actions to you. Why am I not driven to do those things? Why is that outcome not significant enough to move me into action? If you improve the outcome or clarify it to yourself, your mind will motivate you to set on those things and to start doing more meaningful, more purposeful, and more persistent action towards its acquisition.